Thank you very much. Welcome to the 2017 AMO Gas Tax Awards Ceremony. Since 2005, the Federal Gas Tax Fund has provided predictable funding for municipal infrastructure. It is a permanent source of infrastructure funding that is delivered directly to municipal governments on a per capita basis. AMO will distribute $620 million from the Gas Tax Fund in 2017 alone. I'm proud of the productive relationship that AMO has developed with the Government of Canada as we administer this unique funding program that benefits all Ontario communities, regardless of size or location. On that note, I would like you to extend a very warm welcome to the Honourable Amarjeet Sohi, Minister of Infrastructure and Communities.
Well, thank you, Lynn, and thank you so much for that kind introduction, as well as welcome to all of you to Ottawa. I was told there'll be about close to 2,000 delegates. I'm pretty sure whoever is here is very committed, but those who are not here, I'm pretty sure they're talking about municipal politics over beer or something, or coffee. It's a beautiful day, and also very fitting for us to be here in the capital in Ottawa. This year is the 150th anniversary of the Confederation. I'm pretty sure that you have the opportunity to enjoy some of the festivities that are being organized here in the city. And just a few walks from here, you can enjoy a futuristic sound and light show called Continuum. I had the chance to see it last night. The venue is very exciting. It's the 16-meter below Sparks Street. It's a section of the newly excavated LRT tunnel that runs beneath Ottawa's downtown core. So if you get a chance to see it, please go do see it. It's the first underground glimpse of the people are getting of a project that will transform Ottawa. Over 12 kilometers of light rail will be electrified this year, and next year, and with an additional 38 kilometers expected to be electrified by 2023. And this project was a strong municipal, provincial, and federal partnership that brought this project from drawing board to tunneling under Ottawa's streets. And we are taking this partnership approach to communities in every province and territory. Leading Government of Canada's efforts to bring transformative infrastructure projects to communities from coast to coast to coast has been a very rewarding experience for me. So today, I would first like to speak a little bit about myself, my background, and how infrastructure came to mean so much to me. I also want to talk about the work the federal government is doing to ensure that municipalities have the right tools they need to build strong and resilient communities. And finally, I want to tell you how our Government of Canada is implementing a new and innovative approach to support our partners like AMO and all Canadians. You know, when I was younger, I never expected that I would be meeting with government ministers or speaking to people like you about building stronger cities and communities and overcoming infrastructure challenges. But when I look at where I started, I can see that infrastructure was key to my success. Let me tell you what I mean. As many of you by now pretty much guessed that I was not born in Canada. I moved to Edmonton from India when I was 18. During that time, it was thanks to the public transit system that I was able to get from place to place, from school, from parks where I played soccer, to community centers where I performed and met with other new Canadians to school and libraries where I studied and learned to speak English. And it was this early exposure to the city's public transit system that led me to become an Edmonton bus driver and serving on the union board. So I owe a lot to public infrastructure. I like to say that I'm standing here today not only as Minister of Infrastructure, but as a minister because of infrastructure. And my wife likes to say that my career has come a full circle, that I went from paying for the bus to collecting fares for the bus, and now as a minister, I'm back paying for the buses again. And as a bus driver, I saw a lot. I saw my neighbors commuting to and from school to work, or school and work. I saw people going to doctor's appointment or to visit family, going out for the evening to be entertained, not only realizing their economic potential, but also realizing their social potential. I also saw vulnerable people just riding the bus for hours and hours to escape harsh cold day and nights because they didn't have a warm place to call their own. That taught me compassion. I also learned the importance of working in partnership with when my fellow drivers elected me their spokesperson for our negotiations with the city. That meant working closely with my colleagues and city council members to talk and resolve issues we were facing. It was during this time I realized that I wanted to go on speaking for my community. So I ran for city council. And the best possible thing happened to me. I lost. In fact, I won only 12% of the vote. But what I learned through that humbling experience is that if you want to represent people, you have to find what is important to them, what keeps them up at night. You have to talk to them, and you have to listen to them. When I did that, when I learned about the projects that mattered to communities, projects that needed leadership to move forward, my luck changed. Which is why I continue to believe that if you want to lead, you have to listen. It is the only way to understand what people and communities need. That is why I'm always happy to meet with associations like AMO. Since 1899, you and your predecessors have been advocating on behalf of Ontario municipalities, getting to know what residents in your communities really need. The federal gas tax that Lynn referred to is the perfect example how different orders of government have come together to help deliver an effective federal program that meets your needs and that meets the needs of the local communities. Since 2005, Ontario municipalities have received almost $8 billion in federal support from this fund. But it was AMO, their expertise and frontline knowledge, your knowledge, that helped deliver this funding to over 400 municipalities every year. So colleagues, despite these investments, we all know that Canada's infrastructure demands have outpaced investment for decades. And we have all seen how underfunding infrastructure can impact our economy and quality of life. That is why the Government of Canada is investing more than $180 billion over 12 years to help address what is a growing gap in infrastructure. This historic investment is focused on creating economic growth, building a stronger middle class, and providing opportunities for those who work hard each and every day to be part of their middle class. It is focused on building inclusive, sustainable communities, and it's also focused on supporting a low-carbon and green economy. We are pursuing these goals by focusing on 5 key areas: public transit to reduce congestion, which is costing our economy billions of dollars each year. We will focus on green infrastructure to improve water and air quality. We will invest in social infrastructure so vulnerable people who rode my bus each and every day to escape harsh winter colds have a decent place to live. So we can provide decent housing. We will focus on transportation infrastructure so our goods and services can reach markets in an efficient and effective way. And finally, which is very important, we will focus on rural and northern communities and isolated communities. This is exactly what we heard from AMO and many of the other mayors and councillors that we engaged with, that rural and small communities need specific attention. And I'm so proud to tell you that we have created a $2 billion fund solely focused on needs of the small and the rural communities. And we have no wasted putting that plan to work. Our government has approved funding for over $6.5 billion for 1,800 projects across the province. Also, there's a few other things I want to talk about. In the recognition of the challenges that municipalities face in matching and the limited capacity that you have to match, our federal government will be contributing 40% of the project cost. But for rural and smaller communities, we will be contributing up to 50% of the cost. So we are increasing our contribution from 1/3 to 50%. And we will also make sure that for any projects, particularly for public transit, for rehabilitation, we will continue to provide 50% of the funding. I have recently contacted Ontario and all other provincial and territorial ministers to open negotiations toward a bilateral agreement for the funding delivered by my departments, Infrastructure Canada. Under this agreement, Ontario will receive almost $12 billion over the next 11 years for public transit, green infrastructure, community cultural and recreational infrastructure, as well as wide-ranging infrastructure needs in the rural and northern communities. And I look forward to working with Minister Shirley in the coming months to finalize the details of this agreement. We hope to have all agreements finalized with all provinces and territories by the spring of 2018. But be assured that we will continue to engage with our municipal colleagues, including AMO and FCM, as we negotiate these programs. We cannot deliver this ambitious plan without you, and we need your help to ensure we get the design right. As I mentioned earlier, I believe in the importance of listening and working in partnership in new and innovative ways to accomplish real, tangible results for Canadians. We're also committed to bringing new innovative tools to build communities Canadians need and want. So I want to talk to you about Smart Cities Challenge. As you know, in an increasingly competitive global economy, Canadian communities face many of the same social, environmental, and mobility challenges as the rest of the world. It is vital that our communities be at their best, that they be responsive to the needs of citizens and be nimble in adapting to the increasing complex challenges they face. That is why we have created Smart Cities Challenge. Smart cities have the potential to improve every aspect of community life: how people move around, how they live and play, how they earn a living, how they learn or are empowered to participate in society, how they interact with natural environment, and how they create safe and secure public spaces. The Smart Cities Challenge will allow municipalities, regional governments, and Indigenous communities to bring these ideas forward, and the best ones will receive funding to deliver and implement these ideas. For the first edition of the challenge, 5 prizes will be awarded. 1 large prize of $50 million, 2 prizes of $10 million for mid-sized communities, 1 prize of $5 million for small communities, and 1 prize of $5 million for Indigenous communities. So each and every one of your cities, small or large, can participate to put forward a project that will solve a problem or a challenge that your community faces with a new, innovative approach. We know that some of your cities have already put forward some great initiatives. Kitchener, for example, is a fast-growing, innovative hub in Canada. They're launching an e-billing service that will allow residents to pay bills online and track their utility consumption. They're making their city services available on demand and connecting their citizens to the governments in new ways. Stratford has long been recognized as a smart city, and that distinction is well-deserved. Just last month, it unveiled an outdoor public art installation that communicates to visitors through their smartphones. A simple tap on the exhibit, and people receive a variety of content, including images, audio, and video files. What a great way to support a strategy to increase tourism. We have been talking to people across the country about this exciting initiative, and we will be sharing more details about the Smart Cities Challenge in the coming weeks and months. So please start getting ready. So in conclusion, I want to tell you that we will continue to work diligently with our partners as we develop and assemble the building blocks of our plan. We recognize the importance of implementing a vision that meets the needs of Canadians from coast to coast to coast. We have achieved a lot, but we still have more work to do. Our government knows how vital infrastructure is to success of all Canadians. And Canadians have always been a nation of people that come together and look forward to what is next. Building great, new transformative infrastructure that will keep Canada as a global leader, marching ahead with the times. Again, I never imagined being part of the team of people working to realize this goal. I remember first setting my foot in Canada one cold November day in 1981 and thinking, in fact knowing, that I was in a place where it doesn't matter where your life began, whether it's begin in Punjab or Parry Sound, in Lahore or London. What matters is where your ambition and opportunity will take you. So in the years ahead, our government will continue to work closely with you and together build the ever stronger, inclusive, and more prosperous communities that are the foundation of ever stronger and prosperous Canada. Thank you so much for having me here today.
Thank you so much.
So you want me to stand right here?
I'm gonna stay here. Thank you very much, Minister Sohi. And you're going to stay on stage with me now as we present the projects. So first, there were 12 projects nominated this year, so it was a tough competition in all three population categories. Our awards committee gave each project a score based on 4 measures of success: support for gas tax fund objectives, addressing a local need, contributing to long-term planning, and exemplifying excellence in leveraging the gas tax fund. We have 3 awards to hand out today and 3 projects with an honorable mention. I am pleased to announce the first honorable mention goes to the town of Perth for its Legacy Dry Stone Bridge. The Legacy Bridge was built by renowned dry stone masons and played a major part in the historic town's 200th anniversary celebrations. It has resulted in a 28% increase in the number of cultural events held in the town each year. Congratulations to the town of Perth. Our second honorable mention. Thank you very much. Welcome to the 2017 AMO Gas Tax Awards ceremony. Since 2005, the Federal Gas Tax Fund has provided predictable funding for municipal infrastructure. It is a permanent source of infrastructure funding that is delivered directly to municipal governments on a per capita basis. AMO will distribute $620 million from the gas tax fund in 2017 alone. I'm proud of the productive relationship that AMO has developed with the Government of Canada as we administer this unique funding program that benefits all Ontario communities, regardless of size or location. On that note, I would like you to extend a very warm welcome to the Honourable Amarjeet Sohi, Minister of Infrastructure and Communities.
Well, thank you, Lynn, and thank you so much for that kind introduction, as well as welcome to all of you to Ottawa. I was told there'll be about close to 2,000 delegates. I'm pretty sure whoever is here is very committed, but those who are not here, I'm pretty sure they're talking about municipal politics over beer or something, or coffee. It's a beautiful day, and it's also very fitting for us to be here in the capital in Ottawa. This year is the 150th anniversary of the Confederation. I'm pretty sure that you have the opportunity to enjoy some of the festivities that are being organized here in the city. And just a few walks from here, you can enjoy a futuristic sound and light show called Continuum. I had the chance to see it last night. The venue is very exciting. It's the 16-meter below Sparks Street. It's a section of the newly excavated LRT tunnel that runs beneath Ottawa's downtown.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the 2017 AMO Gas Tax Awards Ceremony. Since 2005, the Federal Gas Tax Fund has provided predictable funding for municipal infrastructure. It is a permanent source of infrastructure funding that is delivered directly to municipal governments on a per capita basis. AMO will distribute $620 million from the Gas Tax Fund in 2017 alone. I'm proud of the productive relationship that AMO has developed with the Government of Canada as we administer this unique funding program that benefits all Ontario communities, regardless of size or location. On that note, I would like you to extend a very warm welcome to the Honourable Amarjeet Sohi, Minister of Infrastructure and Communities.
Well, thank you, Lynn, and thank you so much for that kind introduction, as well as welcome to all of you to Ottawa. I was told there'll be about close to 2,000 delegates. I'm pretty sure whoever is here is very committed, but those who are not here, I'm pretty sure they're talking about municipal politics over beer or something, or coffee. It's a beautiful day, and it's also very fitting for us to be here in the capital in Ottawa. This year is the 150th anniversary of the Confederation. I'm pretty sure that you have the opportunity to enjoy some of the festivities that are being organized here in the city. And just a few walks from here, you can enjoy a futuristic sound and light show called Continuum. I had the chance to see it last night.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the 2017 AMO Gas Tax Awards Ceremony. Since 2005, the Federal Gas Tax Fund has provided predictable funding for municipal infrastructure. It is a permanent source of infrastructure funding that is delivered directly to municipal governments on a per capita basis. AMO will distribute $620 million from the Gas Tax Fund in 2017 alone. I'm proud of the productive relationship that AMO has developed with the Government of Canada as we administer this unique funding program that benefits all Ontario communities, regardless of size or location. On that note, I would like you to extend a very warm welcome to the Honorable Amarjeet Sohi, Minister of Infrastructure and Communities.
Well, thank you, Lynn, and thank you so much for that kind introduction, as well as welcome to all of you to Ottawa. I was told there'll be about close to 2,000 delegates. I'm pretty sure whoever is here is very committed, but those who are not here, I'm pretty sure they're talking about municipal politics over beer or something, or coffee.
Thank you very much. Welcome to the 2017 AMO Gas Tax Awards Ceremony. Since 2005, the Federal Gas Tax Fund has provided predictable funding for municipal infrastructure. It is a permanent source of infrastructure funding that is delivered directly to municipal governments on a per capita basis. AMO will distribute $620 million from the Gas Tax Fund in 2017 alone. I'm proud of the productive relationship that AMO has developed with the Government of Canada as we administer this unique funding program that benefits all Ontario communities, regardless of size or location. On that note, I would like you to extend a very